Alrighty guys, what is going up? Welcome back to the Best Investing Money Management channel on YouTube. In today's video, we are going to be talking about why the stock market is crashing. What should you do? Should you buy? Should you sell? Should you hold? Should you move to Canada? Should you just get out of here? We're going to be kind of talking about it all, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you guys get anything in value out of this video, make sure you guys hit that like button because it really helps me out when you guys do that. So make sure you do it right now. So now that you guys hit that like button, we're going to be kind of talking about what's going on. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market and it's kind of shown, right? But me personally, I really think there is a couple of things a lot of investors really need to understand. The very first one is inflation. Right now, the Fed is kind of talking about fighting this inflation. If we look at the inflation chart, you can see why they want to do this, right? Over the past year in 2021, we've seen steady growth for inflation. And inflation's not the greatest. It's going to make things more expensive. It's going to slow the economy down. And historically, anytime the Fed or the government wants to combat inflation, it often will lead to a possible recession. So you can see in January didn't do much, but we just had this steady increase of inflation and as high as 7% in a single month in the month of December. So you can see anytime we have this, historically looking back in 2020, 2019, it just hovers right at about 1% to 2%. Right in that range is honestly average. But what scares me is when you get 4%, 5%, 6%, almost 7% 2 months in a row. That is not good. And if we look at the chart, what inflation is going to do is it's going to fall the rate of your savings, right? For all of the money that you've had, if that's just say you tucked it under a mattress and we have inflation of 7%, now you pretty much just lost about 7% of the cash you have. Not to mention, guys, historically, like I mentioned, higher inflation often will lead to lower growth and less stability, right? We all know in the 70s, right after the, government spent trillions of dollars on Vietnam, they were in the hole, trillions of dollars, and we didn't have much growth during that time. And it proved for it, right? There was a lot of uncertainty. People were losing their jobs, and it just wasn't the greatest time. And I think we're going to have a possible little bit of some consolidation for a while, which is kind of expected. We've seen a lot of growth over the past couple of years. A little consolidation should not scare a long-term investor. Like myself, I think this just brings opportunity to pretty much invest. Not to mention, it's going to reduce the international competitiveness, right? If you have high inflation, people aren't going to want to do deals with you. If your dollar is super high or super low, it's not going to be the greatest. Not to mention, if wages don't keep up, lower real wages. So if that's just say you have very, very high expenses and the overall national let's just say the national minimum wage isn't a living wage, it's just a minimum wage, but you have to have some sort of growth with that too. I don't think it should be $15, but I do think it should be a little more than about $7. But honestly, inflation's really high, and over the past, couple of weeks, we've just seen a lot of uncertainty in the market. And you can see, guys, with uncertainty, it makes a lot of investors really scared. And what do scared investors do? They sell. They sell like, I don't know, I don't even know a quote for that, but you have a lot of sell-off. And with sell-off, yes, it does bring opportunity, right? Anytime a stock pretty much falls, especially the S&P 500 falls, underneath a 20 or a 30 on the RSI, this brings a good amount of opportunity to get in on some fair prices. So honestly, is it something to be scared about? It's not something to be scared about if you have a long-term mindset. For me, honestly, we could have a 40% sell-off. Am I going to shake my head? No, I am going to be buying as much as possible. The second thing, during uncertain times, cash is king because you want to have money to buy these stocks, right? To buy the S&P 500. We've seen a lot of sell-off from AAPL, the one and only Apple. Look at that sell-off. We've seen a sell-off in, Amazon. Look at this major sell-off. Yes, it brings opportunity to buy in on all of these stocks that have some fair value prices that are just undervalued on the RSI and still carry a lot of growth. If we look at NVDA, right here. Nvidia, look at the sell-off, right? Nvidia is a fantastic company, major support near that 200 moving average line. This thing has sold off right at about 33% in a matter of a couple weeks, and the market helped, right? So I do think we'll probably see a little bit of some support step in, especially with Nvidia for a little bit, just because it sold off quite a bit and it's a very strong company. But I really think there is a lot of uncertainty, and you just have to go in it with some sort of strategy. If you don't, you're going to get burned. But just don't worry, continue to invest, have that long-term mindset, and most people will be fine. What I always like to say is over the past 90 years, the S&P 500 has had an annual return rate of just over 13%. So if you just pretty much bought and hold and didn't do anything, that's where you're going to win. If you're trying to get in and out of these stocks, just have a long-term mindset. Not to mention, the general stock market has had an annual return rate of 9.8%. So it's not as high as the S&P 500, but it's still great growth throughout the year. So I really think, as long as you have that mindset, right? If you would have bought in 2007, right before the crash, you would have been up on your money. If you would have bought, in 2020, right before the crash, right now you're still up on your money. Have a long-term mindset, and you guys will be just fine. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure you guys check out all my links down below if you guys want to learn more about investing. And we will see you guys later. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe out there. Take care, everyone.